Hello there, my name is Vlad and welcome to the Garage Animal channel. Ever heard of a car so ugly it's actually kind of cute? Well, meet the Zaporozhets, the Soviet answer to the Volkswagen Beetle. This is a rear-engined marvel of Soviet engineering with V4 1.2-liter air-cooled engine with 40 horsepower. Imagine a car that looks like a Beetle had a baby with a toaster. Yeah, that's the Zaporozhets. A brief historical overview. It all started in mid-50s when the Soviet Union decided to create a people's car. They took the Italian Fiat Seicento as a base, but added a bit of a Soviet charm. The result was a rear-engined air-cooled car that's supposed to be simple, reliable and affordable. Production was started at the Zaporozhets automobile plant, or in Ukrainian, Zaporizhsky Автомобильный завод, ZAZ. However, as often happens, the implementation of idea collided with reality. Limited resources, a lack of experience in producing such cars, and total deficit of everything in USSR led to the Zaporozhets being more of a compromise than a normal car. It had problems with overheating, low engine life and poor handling. The first model was nicknamed Hunchback because of this. The next Zaporozhets models were copied from NSU Prince 4 and Chevrolet Corvair and had all the same problems and fails as Hunchback, although the trunk and the interior became larger and the engine became more powerful. The ZAZ 966 and 968 were nicknamed Aired because of their air intake, and the 968M, which I own, was called a soapbox. Production of Zaporozhets was stopped in 1994. Today we are diving into the world of this quirky, underpowered and utterly lovable car. Let's see if it still can make a comeback in the 21st century. So, how did I even get into this? Well, I had this wild idea to build the cheapest electric car on the planet. And what is cheaper than a Zaporozhets? Nothing, that's what. In Ukraine, it's basically the equivalent of the tin can with wheels. For the electric part, we found a motor from an old Bulgarian forklift. Also, we need the batteries, a bunch of used Nissan Leaf cells. And of course some kind of Chinese motor controller and other bits and bobs. Being broke, I decided to start with car first. The first Zaporozhets I saw was a total wreck. It was like a junkyard dog that had been hit by a train. The second one was a bit better, but still far from perfect. It had been sitting in the garage for years, owned by a guy that was so poor that he probably washed his socks in dishwater. And he loved his Zaporozhets and its fuel economy. Personally, I never understood the appeal. Sure, it's lightweight and it has a small engine, but it's incredibly inefficient. I'm talking like 10 liters per 100 kilometers. Not exactly fuel efficient. But this particular Zaporozhets had a bit of backstory. It had been tuned up a bit with a microprocessor ignition, battery charging controller, a fancy carburetor, some sort of unclear heater tuning, that might be the reason why it's not working, and some other upgrades. I thought I could just rip all that out and start from scratch. The car was in a decent shape and only cost $250, and it even had the car registration document and could be re-registered. So my buddy lent me $100 because I'm poor, and we went to get it. It was winter and of course the heater was broken.
Well then, our driver is testing his car for the first time ever. Everything's fogged up, even inside. Look, the clock is fogged up too. So let's go.
All the windows iced up and I couldn't see a thing. Luckily my friend was there to wipe windows for me.
Oh, we are on our way. The glass is all fogged up. Max the wiper has cleared it. It would be good if Vlad saw something. In that case, we have all the chances to survive.
Once we got it home, we realized that we need to wait for spring to start the conversion. And of course, earn some money. To get to work, I installed a weak electric heater and a reg. And let me tell you, that thing broke down more times than I can count. I learned how to fix cars in sub-zero temperatures, discovered that using a pan casing as a fuel filter is a terrible idea, taken up a new sport called canister-weighted race walking, as well as battery-weighted race walking. And found out firsthand how to siphon gas from a car when the fuel pump decides to give up. But that's just the beginning of the story. In the next videos I will tell you about my first epic road trip in the Zaporozhets. All the breakdowns, repairs and upgrades. So hit that subscribe button and join me on this crazy adventure.